Alright, so I'm going to make chicken liver pate today, something I haven't done for a long time, quite a lot of years. You've got all these chicken livers, almost half a kilo, for £1. So, a very good value thing to buy, and it's, you know, garlic in it as well. I'm not sure, and it's obviously you know, you're using every part of the chicken. Nothing's going to waste if you're doing this kind of thing. Butter, obviously. Just onions. I bought some cream and white wine. That's what I want. So what I thought I would do is I would make it similar to the liver and onions recipe. And I'll get the onions frying a wee bit, and then I'll just put loads of white wine in it, and then cook that out, and then put the livers in. And it's dead easy. You're just basically frying up the onions. Frying up the onions and the liver. I'm going to use a load of white wine. Never done it like this before, but the liver and onions with white wine is so good that, you know, hopefully this should work. And just quite, this is all going to get put through the food processor, so you can be quite chop it up any old way. I'm just wondering if all I do is just drop this packet in. You know, obviously they don't look the best thing. They're not the best looking things, but this will make a load, quite a lot, and I'll probably put some of it into the freezer. £5 something bottle of wine, I don't. Nothing too fancy, but it's not like the cheapest one. We'll want the food processor for this. Herb wise, I think we want to put in some, I'll put some mixed herbs in and some thyme. I know you probably can't see anything at the moment. I want garlic in it as well. I'm not sure if I do. I don't think I do actually, no. Put some parsley in, there's no need to chop that. In terms of quantities of butter, I don't really have a measure of any quantities here. That may not be enough butter though. It's just over half a block. because what you want to think of it as is a flavoured butter. So it's mainly butter, but you're adding to the butter the flavour of the liver and the onions. And you're not eating, you know, spoonfuls of this. You're just smearing it on toast. And I've got some kind of rubbishy bread, basic bread. So I'll do some Melba toast as well. I haven't made a Melba toast in years. So we'll just start adding that wine in. So just the same way as we're doing with the liver and onions, so just starting those onions off, getting a bit of colour onto them. And then we'll use a load of wine on this. And I think the wine with the chicken livers, a wee bit of herbs on it, salt, pepper, and then finish it with some cream. I think it should be good. And then just put it through the food processor and that's it. I'll freeze some of this as well. This will make loads, far too much to eat, so I'll turn it right up. Just wondering if I need to trim these, or yeah, they don't look the nicest looking things. We just kind of rinse a bit of this blood off them. Spray myself with it. Water is warm. The actual blood itself that comes out can be a bit bitter, so I think you want to kind of rinse that off. I'll maybe drop it into a colander actually. I'll do that. So not the best looking things in their raw state, but once they're cooked up and put into the pate, they're very, very good. And obviously don't include that absorbing mat. There's a bit of fat in these as well. Now when I did the other liver and onions I cut that fat out, but I think I'll just leave it in. They're going to get blended up. Anyway, so it should be alright. Oh, the onions are making my eyes water and my nose run. It's a very simple thing to make this. Don't really have many very good containers. Because you want to freeze it in sort of quite small quantities. Actually, these wee tubs might be good. Just once the wine has disappeared, then add a wee bit more in. And I've just got it up at full blast just to reduce it each time. But I think that'll do for the onions, and then once that wine is reduced down, then we'll put the liver in. You don't want to overcook it too much, the liver. Just cook through and no more. And I'll use all of this butter, but then I might use a bit more as well. kind of any herbs at all. I've got some mixed herbs and a wee bit of thyme, but things like sage, rosemary, all these things work quite nicely if you've got the fresh rosemary and thyme and all that kind of thing. Whatever kind of combinations you like, all these herbs kind of work quite nicely in it. The dried herbs are good in this. They work nicely because they get rehydrated with all the moisture from the wine, and when we put the butter in, and then it's getting cooked and then it's getting blended. So you know, it's the ideal kind of thing for dried herbs, but obviously fresh herbs good as well. You can see my cover panel is removed from this side. It was damaged, it was bubbling up a wee bit, so I bought a new one. Went onto the IKEA, typed it into the website, and they didn't sell it in the local IKEA here in Greenwich, so I ordered it, waited for it, arrived, it came in, and that was fine. It's the wrong flipping colour, isn't it? They were grey, and of course only discovered it after I cut it. You have to get it to fit between here and here, you have to cut it, and of course I flipping cut it, cut the end off it, and it's grey. It's a bit hard to tell, but it's there you can see there, it's kind of quite hard. That's the problem, I couldn't quite tell, but that is grey against white. Kind of looks similar in that light, but anyway, very annoying. And it turns out that the Greenwich branch does have this in stock, and so I didn't have to do any ordering online. So anyway, livers. Let's take the pan to the livers because it'll drip a wee bit. Just dump them in. So I haven't prepared them, I haven't done anything with them. We're just going to dump them in and just cook them as they are. So now we can start putting a wee bit of flavourings into this. So we'll put the wine in, and we shall put some, oops, bang my head. With a pate like this, you do kind of want to over season it a wee bit. Good pinch of salt, a couple of pinches, and we can go in with the herbs. I might just, we'll finish that, a bit of thyme off. Just checking I haven't moved the angle of the camera with banging it there. And so I've got my mixed herbs and a bit of thyme in there, oops, as well. Yeah, that thyme is pretty strong, but it'll be good. And probably just put about 2 or 3 bits of wine in, and then once it's reduced down to nothing, then it should be done. Just leave the lid off that, because when I put that in, the steam goes into that, so rather than closing it straight away and trapping the steam in there, and with the moisture in there, it will go rotten, it will go bad, so I just leave that open for a bit. Finish it with a bit of a wee bit of cream as well. So it doesn't look the best at this point, but once it's pureed down and nice and creamy and smooth, it'll sort itself out. Yeah, I think this could taste pretty good actually with the wine. So yeah, it makes an awful lot. So I'm going to put it into some wee containers and I'm going to freeze it, and that's it. I eat it over time. not made Melba toast for years, but I just got the notion when I thought I'll do the chicken liver patty. I thought I'll get some of that normal bread, make some Melba toast as well. That thing there. What was that white thing? Looks a bit weird. There's quite a lot of liquid has come out of that actually, so I'm just going to reduce that down and then put the butter in it. It's going to be quite a lot. Alright. Actually, we can just do that toast just now. Yeah, we'll do the toast just now. So just normal bread, just shove it under the, put it under the grill. You could obviously just put it on normal toast, but I'll make the little thin slices of Melba toast. Yeah, I don't think I need more wine than that. I thought I was going to put more wine in it than that. A lot of moisture has just appeared at the end there. It's really, really good. Nice. Yeah, it'll be good. So much liquid on it, I don't know where all that liquid came from. There's only put a wee bit of wine in, but Don't know what those wee balls are. I assume they're part of something. Well, you know what I mean. A wee red thing in there as well. Yeah, not the most attractive thing as it's being cooked. Just trying to get that liquid to reduce down, to disappear. It's getting there. Just got the heat up at full. Close my door. Too much smell into my bedroom. So just lightly toast the bread on both sides. Yeah, I reckon that butter should be about right. Now that's reduced, now that's kind of shrunk down a wee bit, the meat. So yeah, that butter should be about right. I should do some measurements, but I just kind of do it by eye. So getting that. Obviously the grill's heated up now, so we just want to keep an eye on these toast. The second side will go quicker. And obviously the herbs and the salt and things, and all those flavours are being concentrated at the moment by reducing that liquid down in the wine. Obviously it's all been concentrated, so it's getting quite thick now. So it's intensifying the flavour. Just going to let that cool, let it crisp up a wee bit. Just leave the grill on, just let it cool for a second. I reckon we're about ready to put the butter in. Just a wee bit of liquid left. You want to get, you don't want to be putting the butter in too early, otherwise it'll be too liquidy and it won't kind of set properly. Cool, so that liquid's hard to see with all the steam. The liquid's almost gone, there's a wee bit left there, not too much. And what I'll do is I'll just drop this whole knob of butter straight in. Seems an awful lot, but it's, you know, this is a butter that we're creating, it is a pate. And turn that down a bit now. Just want to gently melt through that butter. Not too aggressive now. Yeah, that should be good. Because we're going to be adding more liquid as well with the cream. Turn that right down. So the idea with Melba toast is you get your bread and then you want to cut it. I haven't done this in years. Cut it through the equator. And this bread knife I've got here, this yellow handled bread knife is ideal. Maybe a mistake there, but because the blade is nice and thin, and I want to cut it now. Otherwise, when if I toast it for the next time, it'll be really brittle. You can obviously do triangles if you want. I'll just turn that off now. And just dump in a load of parsley as well. I'm not going to bother chopping it up. I won't use all of it. I've got another use for some of this. In fact, I might put that cream through just now, just put a bit of cream through it. And hopefully that's not too liquidy. And then basically now you just very carefully toast the other side of this bread. And this will toast very quickly. So you've got your white wine, nicely seasoned, salt and pepper, lots of butter, cream, herbs. So you're taking what is a kind of an ugly looking ingredient, let that cool for a bit, and then you're turning it into something really good. So they are, a couple of those I've done already. And now obviously the grill is at full strength, full heat, so these catch very quickly. Oh, that's really, really hot. This is damaging our worktop. Just scorched my worktop there. Should get sorted out when it gets next oiled. I'll turn this grill down actually because it's really hot. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh my goodness, why can't I get that in straight? Still not straight. For whatever reason the grill doesn't come with a handle, which is quite annoying. Damage that. Go for a few more seconds. Because you can let this toast cool down. I've just done one slice, but you can let it cool down and you can eat it. You can have it later on, you don't have to eat it all straight away. So that's how you do Melba toast. Maybe a wee bit too much, but I mean it is only 2 slices of bread. So I shall put this into the food processor. Hopefully it's not too liquidy. Still pretty hot, so just be careful. Don't know why I didn't use the rubber thing from the beginning. Some people will put some kind of melted butter on top of this at the end, but I never really bother with that. To seal it, to stop it oxidising. I don't really bother with that. When it gets hot, this lid is quite difficult to get off. Not that difficult. So it's a bit liquidy just now, but I'm hoping that when it cools down and it goes in the fridge, that it will firm up. So at this point you can kind of adjust the seasoning and stuff. Again, it's going to be eaten cold. Taste the thyme. It's creamy, really nice. I'm going to just put a bit more salt into it, because when you eat it cold, the flavour is not as strong as it is right now. Oh, so good. Stuck to the side, you can see. We'll call that done. So not really ready to eat at the moment. I mean, you could probably just dip that bread in, and that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat it right now, because I haven't had any other dinner and I want to eat this now. So I will just eat it as it is, but obviously you want to let this cool down. Put it into your containers. So what you can do, I've seen people getting some melted butter and pouring it over the top. But I mean, that's effectively it. So quite kind of runny at the moment. But what I'll maybe do is I'll cut back to this tomorrow, after it's been in the fridge for the night, and we can check the consistency. If you're watching this video, then it means it has it means it has firmed up. Another spoon. Just put a wee bit into here. like that just now. Anyway, I think I'll end the video here. So basically I'm just going to portion that up, let it cool down. So once that cools down, you'll be able to just take a knife full off it, put it onto your bread, and done. And I'll come back tomorrow when that's set up, and we can check the consistency of it. I think with the cream and the butter and that kind of bit of extra liquidiness from the wine that there was there, I reckon that this should be nice and soft and pretty good, but we shall see. I just dipped all that Melba toast into the soft pate that's still warm. You're supposed to let it cool first. It was really, really good. But we'll see tomorrow if it sets. I'll be back. So it's the same day, but it's a few hours later. Yeah, no, that texture is perfect. You can see you can take a slice off it, breaks away. It's not watery, it's not liquidy. Perfect pate texture, and it just spreads. I made another round of toast. Spreads really nicely, really, really good. So good. Now it's cold. It's really nice when it's warm, but now it's cold. It's even better. I think it's really, really nice. So I think that was 400 grams packet of the livers, 1 onion, and I think it was about 2/3 of a block of butter, and reduced down the wine, and a wee dash of cream at the end. So although it did seem a wee bit kind of liquidy to begin with, it's once it's put into the fridge, it firms up, and it's really, really nice, really, really good.